Hello YouTube, welcome back to another amazing tutorial. My name is Tunde Victor, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to edit studio portraits. I already edited this image before, and this is our final result for this image, and I posted it on my Instagram as Tunde Victor 7. You should go check it out. So this is the raw image, and this is our final result. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how we achieve it. This image was taken by my friend at Natel Photography. Shout out to him, he's a very good photographer, and I'll leave his Instagram handle in the description below. So let's just jump straight into today's video. So the first thing I'll do for this image, I'm going to crop it, and I'm using 4x5, and in case you're not familiar with this software right here, this is the Capture One software, and I made a video about it before, and I'm going to leave the link in the description below. So I'm just going to crop this image 4x5 right now. I think it's okay like this. I'm going to click enter, and the next thing I'll do, I'll come to my base characteristics right here, and I'll change the feel of this image to sunny, because I like sunny. I'll use sunny A7 standard for this particular image right here. So let's see our before and after, and also there are different options you can choose from here, but I just like this sunny A7 feeling. So let's see our before and after. So far this is our before, and these are after. You can see that. Let me zoom in so you can see how the base characteristics I selected just changed the colors. So this is our before, and this is our after. So I like that feeling for this particular image. So the next thing I'll do, I'll come to this tab right here, this exposure tab, and I'll bring down my highlights right here. I'll drop my highlight a bit, and I'll pull in my blacks like this. Okay, then the next thing I'll do, I'll come to my levels. I'll move these levels in a bit, yes, and then I'll move this highlight in a bit. Okay, so I think that's all I'll do for Capture One. So let's see our before and after. This is where we started from Capture One, and this is where we are right now. You can see the image is looking good already. So this is it. This is where we started from, and this is where we are. So this is how I process my raw photos in Capture One. So what I'll do right now, I'll just open this image in Photoshop. So I'll come here, I'll click on, I'll right click, and I'll click on edit with Photoshop, not open with Photoshop. I'll click on edit with Photoshop. So I'm going to click Adobe Photoshop. So I'm going to use 16 bits. I'm going to allow it load. But if you have multiple images to edit, let's say you have like 5 images to edit, I advise you use 8 bits because it's more faster. Because I'm just editing this one particular image, that's why I'm using 16 bits. So I advise you use 8 bits if you want to edit. So just allow it load, open Photoshop right now, and we start. Okay, now our image is open in Photoshop. So the first thing I'll do, I'll duplicate my layer by pressing Ctrl J and Command J if you're using a Mac. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this this softbox right here. So I'm just going to pick my patch tool. This is the patch tool. I'm going to pick my patch tool, and I'm going to click on this, my new layer right here, and I'm just going to move this in like this. Okay, that is gone, and I'm going to remove this something here. So I'm going to remove those lines. There's nothing really to do on the background of this image, because the image background is looking white already. So there's nothing much to clean up on the background, but this is just how you clean your background. Just use your patch tool to remove any stain at the background. So that's how you do it basically. So the next thing I'll do for this image, I'm going to run my focus separation action, and I'm just going to click on my Retouching Academy. If you don't have this Retouching Academy, send me an email. I'm going to be leaving my email below, and I'm going to send you the Retouching Academy for free. So I'm just going to click on focus separation via Gaussian blur. I'm going to open it right now, and since I'm retouching a full body picture, let me explain something. Since I'm retouching a full body picture, and you can see the image is not that sharp, so I'm going to be using a smaller radius. If it was headshot, I'll use, let's say, 7 or 6, but since it's a full body shot, I'm going to be using a smaller radius, like 3. No, for this image, this is not that sharp, I'm going to be using 4, but if it's sharp, I'm going to be using 3. So I'm just going to click on 4 and I'll click on OK. So I'm just going to zoom in and use my close stamp tool to remove the blemishes on her face. And after running your focus separation, you are going to click on high focus texture, and like this is the folder you are going to be using your close stamp tool. Once you run focus separation, click on high focus texture, and this one at the top here, and just start using your close stamp tool to remove the blemishes on her face. So I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to hold alternate to sample and brush. You hold the alternate, you sample and brush. You hold the alternate, you sample and brush, like that. So I'm just going to run this over her face. Remember, always check my settings. These are my settings. My mode is on normal, my opacity is on 100, my flow is on 100. I checked on align, and make sure your sample is on correct layer, very important. So I'm just going to run this all over our face. There are not much blemishes all over our face, and you don't have to really take your time to do this because it's a full body shot. Nobody's really going to notice if there's blemishes on the face because nobody's really going to zoom in this image. So you can see nobody is going to notice if there's anything on our face. So I'm just going to leave it here and use my mixer brush right now. So I'm going to be using my mixer brush right now. I'm going to switch to my mixer brush, and I'm going to click on corrective tone right here. This is the corrective tone right here. This empty layer right here is the corrective tone. So the thing I'll do, I'm going to turn off this high texture, this high focus texture, the one under this second one right here. I'm going to turn it off and start using my mixer brush, because if this one is turned on and I start using my mixer brush, look at what's going to happen. You're just going to distort the face. So make sure this one right here is turned off. So I'm just going to undo and turn it off and start brushing on the face. Remember, brush according to the shape of your model's face. And I'm using a clean brush. My custom, my weight is on 30, my load is on 30, my mix is on 20, my flow is on 30, and here is on 10, and I'm sampling all layers. So I'm just going to brush on the model's face right now. Always brush according to the shape of your model. When I was editing this picture before, I took my time, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to explain everything, and I hope you learned something from it. So I'm just going to brush according to the shape of her face, and I'm going to be fast about it. Let's check your before and after, so you see if you're making any mistake. And if you make a mistake, just pick your eraser tool and use it to erase. It's as simple as that. You don't have to delete all the focus separation and start all over again. Just pick your eraser tool and erase where there's a mistake. That's why I like using this retouching academic focus separation action, because some actions, once you make a mistake, you have to delete the whole focus separation and start all over again. So I'm just going to be fast about it. This picture is actually a nice picture and the photographer is actually good. So guys, please check him out at Maltech Photography on Instagram. Okay, so we are good. Let's see if we make any mistake. Okay, I think there's a mistake here, so I'm just going to use my eraser brush to erase that, and brush over it again, because I brushed the white into our skin and I'm seeing it. Okay, so this is it. So this is it, before and after. The image is looking smooth. So what I'll do next, I'm going to run my portraiture. So I'm just going to hold shift and click on low frequency, and I'll click Ctrl E to merge, and come to my filter, come to my imagonic, and can click on portraiture. Pick my brush and I'll select from the skin tool and click OK. Yeah, you can see the image is looking good already. So you can reduce the opacity if you think it's too much, but I'm not going to reduce the opacity for this image because I like it like this. But if you feel it's too much, you can always reduce the opacity. Just come on this creative tool copy and creative tool copy here and reduce the opacity, but I'm not reducing the opacity for this particular image because I like it like this. So the next thing I'll do for this image, I'm going to I'm going to add contrast to the image. So to do that, I'm just going to click on my black and white adjustments. I'll click on my black and white right now, and I'll double click on this empty space right here. I'll click twice here, and I'll change the blend mode to soft light, and I hold my alternate, and I'll click on one part of this shadows right here. So I'll hold my alternate and I'll click on one part, and it's going to separate. You can see it's separated. So I'm just going to drag this part to this highlight right here and click OK. And these are before and after what we just did. These are before and these are after. You can see it added contrast to this image. The image is looking good already. If you feel you want to stop your retouch here, you can stop it here, but the next thing I'll do, I want to retouch the eyes. I want to make the eyes pop a little, so I'll just come here and click on my eyes and teeth whitening action. I also have a video on how to create your eyes and teeth whitening action, so I'll leave a description below so you can go check it out. So I'm just going to click on my eyes and teeth action, and I'll pick my normal brush and I'll move my flow to 100 and then start brushing over the white. Make sure your foreground color is on white. This place right is on white. So I'm just going to brush over our eyes, the white part of our eyes. Like this. So these are before and these are after. You can reduce the opacity. I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit. Okay, 76 is okay. So the next thing I'll do, I'll come to my adjustment layer again. I'll click on my brightness. I'm going to increase my brightness, and I want to make the eyes shiny. So I'm going to increase my brightness, and I'll click on Ctrl I to invert the mask. So once I invert the mask, I'm just going to paint only on this part right here. use your black brush to paint right now, since the mask is on black. So use a white brush to paint. So I'm just going to paint only around the black spot in my eyes. I'm not going to paint the black spot, but I'm going to paint around it. So don't paint on the black, just paint around the eyes. So this is our before and these are after. So let me zoom out so you can see. These are before and these are after. You can see the eyes are looking really good right now. You can stop here if you want, but I'm going to take this a little bit further. What I want to do right now, I want to add an overlay to the background, and I'm not really going to be doing an in-depth tutorial on how to add overlay, but I'm just going to run through it, and maybe I'll make another video on how to add overlay to the background. I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial on how to add overlay to the background. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to merge everything I just did in one layer. So I'm going to click Ctrl Shift Alternate E to merge everything I just did in one layer. So after that, I'm just going to press Ctrl J and duplicate the layer, and I have two layers right here. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to cut the subject out of the background, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to come here, these two right here. Let me click on the tools, this quick selection tools. I'm going to click on quick selection tool, and I'm going to click select subject right here. So it's going to help me mask out my subject. It's not going to do a great job, but I'm going to manually mask it out again. Okay, our subject is selected. As you can see, it did a really nice job, but there are some parts that are not selected, like here it's not selected, and so we're just going to select some parts that are not selected right now, and so part of our hair, as you can see, they are not selected. So I'm just going to manually select them right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my polygonal lasso tool and this tool right here. So I'm just going to select the areas that are not selected, like here. So all you have to do is hold Shift, then click move your hand from Shift and start selecting the areas that are not selected before. Remember, just click and move, click and move, click and move, like that. So just do it like that. Double click here, like that. So I'll do the same for here. I hold Shift and click and start adding those parts that are not selected. Like this. Yes. Okay. So I'm just going to do that for the whole of the image, and this place right here, all you have to do is hold alternate, since it's inside, to add, to remove. So hold alternate and just click and drag like this, and that place will be added. So I'm going to do a tutorial on how to use this tool and how to get the perfect overlay. So I'm just going to rush it right now. So I'm just going to fast forward it, just like that. Okay, and for the hair, just leave a little space for the hair so you can get back those fly away hair, so it can look a bit more natural. So just leave a little space at the top of the hair. We're going to fix it, but just leave a little space so you can get those, so the hair can look natural after you've applied the overlay. So just leave a little space at the head, like this. Yes, like this. So you can see we've made a perfect selection right now, and make sure anywhere there is hole is selected, like anywhere you can see through is selected. That's the most important thing. You should make sure it's selected. So the next thing I'll do, I'm going to click on Control J to cut the subject out of the background, or I'll undo that. All I'm going to do is add the layer mask by clicking this place right here. I'm just going to add layer mask, and we've selected the subject out of the background. So if I turn this off, let's say I turn all my background layer off, all you're going to be seeing is the subject. So we've successfully cut the subject out of the background. So we want to make all these strands of our hair come back, like want to make the selection looks more perfect. So what we are going to do, we are going to come here, this subject that we just cut from the background. We are going to come here right here, and we are going to click it. We are going to double click. So I'm just going to double click right now, and it's going to open this place right here. So I'm going to pick on this tool right here, and just brush over the edges, and I'm going to put my smooth on 3, and I'm going to feather with about 1 pixels. So I'm just going to brush over the edge like this. I'm just going to brush over the edge. You can zoom in. So just brush over the edge like this. Yep, like that. So I think I'm going to be fast about this, and I said I'll do an in-depth tutorial on how to add overlay, so let me just be fast about it. Okay, as you can see, we've made all the selections, so I'm just going to click OK right now. So once I hit OK, I'm just going to turn this on, turn all the layer I turned off. I'm just going to turn them on, and the next thing I'll do right now is to add the overlay. So I already know the overlay I want to add, so I'll just come here and drag this and put it on Photoshop. Drag it and put it on Photoshop. So these are the two overlay I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to turn this one off first. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've dragged our overlay. So what I did, after making my selection, I went to a place where my overlay is, and I dragged it by clicking and dragging, and then placing it on top of the image, like below the selection. This is the selection, and I paste it at below the selection. If I put it above, it's just going to cover the subject, so I'm putting it below the selection. So I'll turn this one off first. So this is it. You can see it's really perfect because of the selection, and I'm just going to move it and arrange it where I want it. Yeah, like this. And I'm gonna click enter. So we'll just allow it to transform, and just a few steps and we are done. But the main thing about this is the selection. Just make sure your selection is perfect, and that's what I'm going to be talking about when I really want to do a video about how to add overlay like a professional. So I'm just going to teach you guys, but not on this video. I don't want this video to be too long, so let's just wait for it to transform there. And once it's done, I'm just going to explain some things, and we are done. So as you can see, the shadows, there are no shadows. It's looking okay, but it's not looking really realistic. So what we're going to do, we're just going to come to the overlay and change the blend mode. You can play with the blend mode and anyone that works for you, but I'm just going to change the blend mode to soft light. You can see it's looking really bright. So this is because the background is white. So all you have to do is come to your background layer, click on your brightness, and pin it to your background layer. This is your background layer, and I pin the brightness to the background layer. So I advise, if you want to use overlay, always use a dark background or a gray background. Really use a gray background and the overlay will come out well. But since I'm using a white background, that's why the image is looking so white. The overlay is looking so white. So all I have to do, I clicked on brightness, and I clipped it to the background layer, and I'm just going to reduce the brightness of the background. As you can see, the overlay is also looking dark. If I increase it, it will be like this. So I'm just going to decrease it. We are going to go in depth on this, but not on this video. So I'll just use my brightness, and I add contrast to the image a little bit. Let's say, let me increase it a bit. Okay, like this. It's okay. So and also when I change the blend mode, you can see the shadows are back. This is how it was before. You can see there's no shadows. It's just looking fake. So I change the blend mode to soft light, and you can see the shadows are back, and it's looking really good. So the next thing I did, I'm just going to turn on this other overlay, and I transform it because I want only the cloud. So I'm just going to drag this down. What I really needed is the cloud, so I'm just going to drag it, make sure only the cloud is what is showing. Okay, yes. So I'm going to let it transform too. So this is it. So what I'll do next, I'll change the blend mode to soft light, and I'll reduce this opacity. Yes, I'll reduce the opacity a bit, like this. So the next thing I did, you can see the selections is perfect. Like there's no trace, even on her hair there's no trace. The selection is perfect. So the next thing I did was blurring the background. So I just come here, click on the overlay, and click on blur. I click on Gaussian blur. So I'm just going to blur it by 4 to make it look realistic. The other thing I want to do, I want to add those birds to the background. So I'll just come back here, then I'll just drag this and put it on top of Photoshop. Yes, these birds. So I'll change the blend mode. I change the blend mode to square. So I change the blend mode to square, as you can see. Then I'm going to blur it to make it look more realistic. I'm going to click on Gaussian blur, and I'm going to blur it by 4. And so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl J. So once I duplicate the layer, I'm just going to move these ones here down, and I'm going to flip it like this. Yes, I'm going to click enter. So I just move it to where I want it here. So the next thing I'll do, I'll group all the overlay I just did. I'll group them. I'll hold shift, like I clicked on this first one, and I'll hold shift on the last one and just click Ctrl G to put them in one group. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add noise to the background. So I just click on my action and I'll click add noise, and the reason why I'm adding noise to the background to make it look more realistic. Or if you don't have this noise action, because I like creating actions, so I'm just going to delete it and just teach you how to add noise from scratch. So you click on new layer, open a new layer, come to edit, click on fill, then click on select 50% gray and click enter, and change the blend mode to soft light. Then come to your filter, click on noise and add noise. So I'm just going to add 12 to this particular image. I'm going to click OK, and I've added noise to the background. You can also change the color if you want. So I'm just going to click on adjustment layer right here. I'll click on this hue and saturation, and I'm going to use this clipping mask right here and clip it to only the group, and clip it to only the group like this. So you can change the color, just click on colorize, and you can see you can tangle with the color, you can play with the color, or you can play with the brightness and just bring the brightness level down or bring it up like that. So I'm just going to delete that layer, and like that. So guys, this is how I edited this image, and this is where we started from. This is where we started from here, and this is where we are right now. So I'll just do a little bit of color grading for this image, and the only thing I'll do for this image, I'll come to my my hue and saturation, and I'm just going to come to my yellows, and I'll reduce saturation on the yellows. Then I'll come to my green, sorry, I'll come to my blues, and I'll increase saturation of the blues because I want our sketch to look really good. So I'll increase saturation on the blues. So guys, thank you so much guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in my next video. And in my next video, I'm going to be doing an in-depth tutorial on how to cut subjects from the background, and how you can apply overlay to your image. So I'll see you guys in my next video.